Hello everybody, Vlad here, the community manager of Daviddtech. Welcome to the Elite Optimizer show. I believe it's the 12th edition. Cool number. um, yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show. Take care, guys, with the financial decisions. That's on you. Fake profiles, again, be 100% aware that outside the Daviddtech Discord, we have no power on keeping the Discord server to keep the ambient clean. So within private messages, please take care to like pretenders of either me, David, William, or whoever that is asking to invest you into some BS scheme or website that's not familiar to Daviddtech. All that we ask is to support our community via Patreon or the direct method on david.tech. That's it. Again, welcome everybody. In case you have any questions, please feel free to interrupt. We also check the chats, the general chat, the this voice chat as well. So yeah, today's topics. The November summits so far, we are going to review them. We are going to see the difference from my point of view of an active setup and an inactive setup as well. I put up pretty much everything that I got submitted to this month, so there won't be problems like again. It's going to be a problem if you're going to submit lately in the month because there will be no time to actually incubate it. So probably if you have like a 2 hour strategy, that's going to be put as inactive as well. But as I said earlier before the start of the show to the members which are present, which I would like to salute everybody again, with the launch of our trading journal, which should be soon enough, we're going to review pretty much everything as it is live within a window. No more presentations, no more trading view charts to browse within them to check everything how it goes. You would just have the trading journal and see every and each submission, what is it doing basically. The short introduction as always, and the open discussions if you have anything to talk about regarding our community, our strategies, the trigger the trade side as well. William is here. Maybe the crypto market as well. We would love to ramble around that as well. So no financial advices. It's just a free talk. That's it. So yeah, let's get to the November summit so far. So here I have a summit from I believe the Cult of War. Thank you very much for your submit. So as of this time, so with this blue line over here is the incubation period from my side. So far the strategy had one win, which is amazing considering that the win rate of this strategy is roughly about 70%. It's amazing to have a win as soon as you pretty much finish the optimization period. I put this as active because firstly it had one trade already. It was actually a win, and if it wasn't for a win, I would look for the win rate aspect. So in case if it was like 3 losses and 5 or 4 wins, I would still consider because the win rate is respected. Like 2 out of 3 are wins or something like that. That's like a huge factor that is contributing to be an active setup. Another one, which is from A-Dog. A-Dog has submitted to me, I believe, in the second part of the last month, and I'm not sure if on the last live stream he has revealed to us that the strategy has been eventually turned out to be active and actually had a
Yeah,
few trades. So here would
yeah,
be,
it's active.
oh hey Ed Dog, how are you?
Hey, good, thanks, man. Yeah, it's active. It's doing quite well.
So here would be the 1st of November. That's the finish period of the last month. I believe you submitted to me like around here or something like that, or maybe at the tip of this huge movement, somewhere around that. So yeah, currently the strategy is active. Currently the strategy is profitable. All of that said, the strategy will be put as active as an active setup.
Woohoo.
Definitely. Another one, which was submitted to me by Zag77. Hopefully that's how you pronounce your name. Sorry if you're here. Again, a couple trades as well. I see here a win, a loss, and another loss. Considering that the percentage profitable, I mean the win rate, is 44%, you kind of expect it. The fact that it had three trades, not just one or something like that, it's another huge factor to be put as an active setup. Definitely consider, as I will, because we are going to publish all of these setups at the end of the month. I will definitely consider more incubation to see if the win rate is actually respected. I believe that currently, because let me just zoom in a little bit. So, for example, if we were to track, for example, all over here, we had currently plus 5 point something. Uh, Here on the same candle. So it's like pretty much a 1%. Yeah, overall the strategy is not profitable as of the time it was submitted, but still because of the win rate, I could expect like 2 wins in a row or something like that in the future. So the equity curve would be going up again. Again, that's why I consider this setup active. It's in the cards to have this kind of performance, like having 1 win, 2 losses, another 2 wins, a loss, 2 wins again, or 1 win, 2 losses, 2 wins, and overall with the compounding effect and so on, the strategy should be profitable. Again, could be I would put it into a further incubation period to see how it goes in the future. I believe from now on, here are the inactive setups, which have been submitted to me like from the beginning of the month or something like that. So here we have one, here we have another one, again submitted to me in this period over here. I'm putting a line from the time I just checked them, so I would see how the performance is from that time and so on. Here, another one which from this point, which is was submitted to be had a loss. It's still in the books, so since it has like a 69-70% win rate, there could be a loss. So next should be a couple more wins and so on to kind of respect this kind of percentages from 60 to 70%, I should say. Another one, sorry for the colors, which is put as inactive just because this trade has been opened before it was submitted to me. I believe it should had like a win over here, but with the market conditions and so on, yeah, it's currently still in a trade. There is no problem in having an inactive setup. It just needs a little time to kind of evolve, to kind of have a new data as well. As you can see here, we have a 36% win rate. I would expect this to be a loss. There is no problem. Like, for example, if we go a little bit down the road, we had the 2 losses, but of course, when we win big. So that's why these strategies are profitable, but needs a little bit of more time of incubation. Another inactive one, which from this point here had 2 losses. The win rate again, it's under 50%. It's expected, no hassle. The equity curve looks healthy, no problem. Just put it into a larger incubation period and should expect for good results in the end. This one is a weird one because, for example, it's on 3 minutes, which is amazing to have a low frequency strategy. It was submitted to me from this point, so the overall equity curve is in profit. As you can see over here, it's 0.77. The win rate is 30%. These kind of strategies I would put into incubation, maybe not for the longest period available, but for a considerable amount of time, just to see how the equity curve looks in the future. I believe it was performing a little bit better, like a 50% win rate. So I suppose later in the time we're going to see some movement in the up direction of the equity curve. Again, the strategy is profitable, as we can see. It's from this point which is was submitted to be, has been turned out to be profitable, but because it's it's a high frequency strategy and it's a low time frame, I would consider putting it into a longer period of time of incubation. Not just, as I always say, a couple trades. I would put actually maybe from we had 4 days, maybe a whole week from now on, just to see how the equity curve scales overall. Right. Another one. Why I consider this strategy as very inactive. It's kind of has like more than expected red flags, just because there is no time limit. It's from the beginning of time. It's on 15 minutes and it only has 12 trades, and pretty much no trades at all since like 2 weeks or something like that, even 3 weeks. So there are a couple of red flags within the strategy, but again, time will tell. So put it into incubation, see how it goes in the future. You got nothing to lose to just wait a little bit. That's it. Another setup which is currently in a no, it just had one trade and it was a loss. It's expected. The win rate is 75%. Losses can happen. Next couple trades should be winners, and we should check how the strategy goes in the future. I would leave this for like a week or two more just to see the development of the equity curve. If the percentage profitable, the win rate is still respected, like for example, we just had a loss, we're going to get 2 wins, another loss, 3 wins, 2 losses, 4 wins, and so on. That kind of movement to still have the direction of the equity curve. I would be more than happy to actually try this strategy out. But currently, the incubation period, I believe it's the best way to do. Another setup which pretty much had no trade. So again, the incubation period would be the king. Another setup which is pretty interesting. It's on 1 hour. It's on a very low, I would say, low volume, something like that. Altcoin, which is Sushi. It's not Ethereum. It's not Cardano. It's not something very popular. However, currently it just had, I believe, one loss, and it's currently within a trade. Oh, it was very close actually to have like cent close. But yeah, it's not a win. Do not treat it as a win. Maybe the strategy would go, the the price would go down again and should be a winner. If this would be a winner, I would be very happy because the win rate is 50% roughly. So you would have one loss and one win, which would be amazing. That means the strategy probably is not overfitted, but I would consider again because it's an altcoin. It's just 2 trades only. Could be just the magic of happenings. I would consider just a little more development of the equity curve. Like have like I don't know 6 trades, 5 trades. There should be 2 wins, 3 wins, something like that within the win rate. And again, we have a promising one as well.
Hey,
Uh,
Vlad,
yeah. What's
what
up
was the uh, what was the risk to reward on that one?
on
Just
this
curious,
one?
since it's yeah, since it's at 50%
Uh, I'm not even
on the
sure.
noggin wheel to get to the boilerplate,
Yeah, you have to open the
spoke
wheel.
wheel,
I
top
don't
The
wheel,
hear you
settings. You
whatever.
have
guys.
to
I
click
think I
the
have
set.
some issues with my volume. Let me check.
The settings. No,
Hello, can you hear me?
we
Yeah,
can.
yeah, we can hear you.
Uh,
Not a big deal. I was just curious if it was
For
like
some reason, I can't
one
hear you.
1.5.
Uh,
he can't hear us, dog. So
Oh, okay.
we're just gonna have to sing along
oh,
whilst
I can hear you.
waiting
I can hear
until.
you now. I
Oh,
can
you
hear you
can
now.
hear us.
Hmm.
Oh, I was just about to start singing, Vlad.
No, my mic wheel like for volume kind of went 101% and pretty much went crazy.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So what was
Can you
the
press the cog tab, the settings tab? Yeah, that's thing. Just to
okay?
go and see what the R&R was. That was it. It's ATR. So it's an ATR stop loss with R&R, and if we go down a little bit, we can see it's a 1.3 R&R.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just making sure it was one that, you win more than you lose if it's going to be at
Yeah.
50%. I thought that was a good example.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
It's good, and it's on sushi as well, you said, Fred.
One of your
Yeah.
favorites, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah. It's earned a lot of money. Well, earned me a good amount last a couple of weeks ago, but kind of more moved back down. So
Yeah.
is what it is, I guess. Back over to you, mate. Sorry.
No problem whatsoever. Um, yeah. So that's pretty much it with the strategy. Let's go to the next one. Uh, okay, another one inactive submitted to me like pretty much in this period with no trades at all. As you can see, the market was pretty much sideways within the period. You could say the strategy trades within a more active market, so no problem on that one. You could expect a loss as well. The win rate is 49%, so having a win, a loss, a win, a loss should be, or two wins, two losses should be perfectly normal for this kind of setup. Another one on the same coin. I believe we had two losses in a row. The percentage profitable is 64%, was a little bit higher before these two losses. So yeah, in case we don't get like a win streak currently or in the near future, I would turn this to be maybe a bit overfitted, but yeah, with the incubation time will tell. Another setup on Solana. This one, as one of the previous ones, had a trade within the period it was sent to me. Yeah, let's see how it develops. The percentage profitable is 63%. There will be no problem on this one to be a losing one, but I would expect like two wins in the future, maybe one win, again a loss, two wins, one loss, that kind of in that kind of neighborhood. And the last one, which was submitted to me, was again an inactive one, just because there was no trades within this period, as it was sent to me between this period over here. One thing to consider would be this period over here of sideways profit, I should say. People tend to get away from strategies which have periods just like that. I think we had something similar over here, but since the of course the strategy uses leverage and the equity curve goes on a larger scale at the end of the equity curve, because that's the compounding effect. So if you're winning always 1% with 20% leverage and you're using 5% of the capital, let's say, you're going to get like crazy, let's say, in profit, and the equity curve would be having a larger period between the trades, is within the end of the equity curve. So periods like that are perfectly normal. One trick I would do is kind of considering why and when this period happened. So for example, if I click over here, so it was from April, I would consider what happened between April and between here, October. I would go on a higher time frame, like for example the weekly, for example the daily, the monthly time frame. If it was an altcoin, I would go on Bitcoin as well and look at the higher time frame, or for example an indicator like a very common indicator like RSI, for example, and see if within that particular period the Bitcoin price, for example, was within a range, or maybe the RSI was lower than 50 or between 20 and 40, something like that, just to see what happened exactly in that kind of period. So maybe I could just be aware in case this event would appear again, and just turn on my strategy, so my equity curve would be going like straight up like it went previously, between previously of this period, since this trade, and of course this trade and this trade. That's one way to avoid sideways profit, as I call it, profit going something like this. That's it. So yeah, these are the current submissions from November. Definitely expecting you guys to continue to submit to me as well until the end of the month. Before that, uh, we will have, I hope, with how the trading journal goes at this rate right now, it should be built at the end of this month. And again, we would be having everything within one window, and we could see the overall profit of all of the strategies without much work, and it's really easy to moderate as well.
Yeah. The trading journal is going extremely well, so I should hopefully have, like I said, for Thursday this week, a demo for everybody to show. It's nothing special. It's just a way of us recording the trades in a more simplified way in one single place for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, but nothing too complicated. I've tried to make it as simple as possible because, as I said before, we did it once before and nobody used it. So the idea is trying to make it simpler and to adapt it to the elite backtesters so that we can find all of the strategies in one place.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, that was pretty much it with the current submissions from the 1st of November all until the present time of speaking. If you guys have any questions, or if I did miss anyone, please let me know regarding what you have seen so far. If there are any questions, let me check the chat as well in the meantime. What is the list of the active strategies and the parameters? By the way, I couldn't find it on the website. So for the elite backtesters, I see that you're currently a recruit. You are supposed to send to me your input to the group, like for example, pick a strategy, pick a time frame, and a crypto coin, for example, Bitcoin, and try to optimize on your own with the help of the optimizer add-on as well. If you'd like to learn more about the optimizer, we do host every Monday in a presentation of the optimizer, like how to get it, how to use it, how to optimize, a few tips and tricks as well. And at the end of the month, we are doing like a general presentation of all the summits, including the ones that you have seen today. And at the end of the month, we are going to release everybody that submitted settings so far for the current month access to the previous data, for example, the October submissions. So pretty much you're in the step of submitting the strategy, your setup to me, and at the end of the month, you'll get your full access as an elite backtester. Win rate will be much better if using multi-TP will discount. Um, it's a strange answer, but overall the equity curve tells you everything. I mean, if the direction is up, just in a couple words, if the equity curve goes up in the end, I mean, after the incubation period, after everything, it's perfect. One factor to like tell if the strategy is overfitted or not would be the win rate, your expectations so far. So with the multiple take profits, you do get a higher win rate percentages if the multiple take profits level are hit. However, your equity curve still goes up if it's profitable. You see what I mean? So the win rate is helping you to determine it if the strategy is overfitted. But in the end, the equity curve, which is in the end the most important thing, like to actually be profitable, to see that green line going up, right? That's the most important thing. So that would be my approach of telling, like in just 1 second, if your strategy is overfitted or not, going by the win rate. It's not the perfect method. It's not the most recommended method. It's just the 1 second approach of telling if a strategy is overfitted or not. If you're expecting an 80% win rate and you're getting 10 losses in a row, 99.9% I should say your strategy is overfitted. Again, there are so many factors to include. Like, for example, if you have 10,000 trades, there should be no problem in the world having 10 losses in a row, because it's still like if you have 90% win rate, that 10 trades would be the factor of actually having 90% win rate. it's kind of a big chain of data that you have to consider, but the easiest way and the fastest way is just to look at the equity curve and the win rate. Hope that answers you. Okay, thanks. Still testing the tools and learning about the community, about the council. Yeah, definitely. To learn the most, you should definitely tune into these live streams. We have, as you see, the questions and answers, and pretty much on all the shows we answer. So, for example, if it was not a question about the elite backtesters, but overall about the community, the trigger.trade, the leader.trade, because all the staff is here, me, David, and William can answer pretty much about everything in all the shows. Normally, I would say stay away from multiple, but it's circumstantial. Yeah, you could stay away, but that way, I guess you're kicking away a huge part of actually trading by removing the aspect of multiple take profits. You could say is a more advanced stuff than having fixed percentage take profit and stop loss. But again, I would not exclude anything regarding trading that could get actually profitable. It's a feature, use it. If it's not, stick with whatever you have. That would be the best advice I could give. Still working to get the alerts to kick off trades. It was strategy buys and just didn't work. For the trigger.trade issues, we do have William over here, which is active within the shows and also active within the general chat. You could also send him your alert log, and he will be more than happy to help you set up in the right way to actually not miss your opportunities. Again, a missed trade is not the end of the world. It's still part of the learning aspect. If, for example, you're missing 10 trades, but you're actually learning how to set up your trades on your own with the trigger.trade, I believe overall you're in a winning part of things, because for now on you can get to like 1 million alerts from now on if you're actually learning how to properly do it. So if you just invest a little bit of more time in actually learning how to set them, you should be more in a winning side rather than losing just one trade, which was profitable in the end. Hello, I think you have some network issues. Actually, it was myself. It was anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any other questions regarding the community, regarding trigger.trade? William is here as well, about the further development of the community. David is here as well.
Great. Great one, Vlad. Nice to see that everybody is participating. Lots more. So in 3 months, we've gone a long, long way.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. Lots
2
of
months and
great.
2 weeks, I should
Yeah,
say.
2 months and 2 weeks. Yeah, amazing. That's a lot of strategies that you've set up with the group this month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and definitely, and hopefully the inactive ones will be active with the addition of the
Yeah,
trading journal. It should be 100% more easier than
yes, yeah.
revisiting past settings, loading them with the optimizer, and so on, rather than having one-click solution as well.
Sure, absolutely. Be much easier for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives a use to something that we built a long time ago, so that's nice as well.
Yeah, I do remember like being very
Yeah.
popular, like with Binance and Bybit and everything.
Yeah, it was good. And there wasn't that many people who used it. Like I said, it was nice just to yeah, like I said, there wasn't that many people that used it, but with the elite backtesters, I think that we have found a use for it. So it's nice to revive it. You
The
have,
fact that it didn't have much users would be that it was like in the beginning, a little bugs
it was
from the beginning,
complicated,
like a little hard to set up, but with
complicated.
all the
Yeah,
feedback that we learned over the time, should be a lot easier as of the day one.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Mm. And
You
that
have
could
2 more
also,
questions, my friend.
sorry?
I said you have 2 more questions. No, 3 more questions now, my friend.
Okay.
On
The most recent one I submitted was vector candles, which was a challenge to get a good profit with STP.
Single take profit.
Oh, okay, but it was more profitable multiple. Yeah, exactly.
Multiple.
Again, you're skipping a huge part of the trading game by excluding multiple take profits. Like, I would definitely not consider. I would definitely start with easier stuff. Like, as I said, the easiest stuff is the single take profit, the fixed actually fixed stop loss and take profits. You are actually expecting how much to win, how much to lose, because if you're using ATR at the time of opening the trade, you would actually know how much you're risking and how much you could win. So yeah, having the being prepared factor is a huge thing for a beginner as well. To be efficient during the backtesting, what backtesting period would you recommend in the last thing? I would consider all the period, as I showed you guys earlier. For example, over here, if I had just from me here, which would be a couple months, like 6 months or something like that, I would consider this strategy to be maybe overfitted, maybe not profitable, maybe had some weird direction. But having as much data as possible, you could see that this period of sideways profit is actually repeating over here. You could see what is the relationship between this period and this period, and you could try to optimize your strategy or pause your strategy when these two events would happen again. So limiting your backtesting period is not a good idea, in my opinion. Having the most data as possible is the way to go. People are spending millions for data, like having, for example, the amounts of Reddit posts about, I don't know, US dollar, when it was a movement about the US dollar. Maybe the internet went crazy at that time of action, and that could be a strategy as well. So all the data is good data, pretty much. Another one. Do you set up and save a specific layout in TradingView for each thing you're testing? What is? Do you have a specific layout? Like, what do you mean for a layout? Like, am I optimizing the strategies? Like, which fields I choose, or what layout are you referring? What is a good ATR band indicator to see the bands on the chart? For me,
ATR band by and Alexander TH is the one that's coded into the boilerplate.
for me personally, I don't have a favorite indicator. Like, you shouldn't focus on one indicator. Like, for example, you would like to try trading AMAs and having a super trend. Oh, I really like because it was good to me at one point, the ATR bands. I'm definitely including that, and I'm not removing that anytime. You're actually skipping a lot of data by having mandatory the ATR bands. So,
I think the question's more which is a good because there's so many ATR bands.
oh,
If you just go to indicators at the top, Vlad, and just type ATR bands, I think it's called Alexander TH. It's that one there that's coded into our indicators. So if you want to add that one, you'll get to see exactly the same ones as we got inside of our boilerplate.
mhm,
Sorry about
right.
that.
Thank you, David, for making
No,
things
no
more clear.
problem. No problem.
Uh, Absolutely, I do. I use V1, V2, can get confused. Okay. My step to set Australia single take profit year 1 to 1.5 at least will increase to 2, 3 after getting good results. Okay. That's a good way to, I believe it's very subjective, like how are you actually optimizing and how you actually set up your strategy. Because again, if let's say I'm not doing that and I'm skipping like your part of possible setups, I'm actually reviewing another possible 1 million setups. So in the end, it's a matter of how much time you're investing into finding a good strategy, And I would say it's a 1% luck if you're not actually reviewing all possible scenarios. Like to actually get a profitable scenario out of, let's say, 1 million possible permutations of settings, you're reviewing only 10,000 possible settings. It's a matter of luck to actually find the good settings within that 1,000 or 10,000 out of 1 million. So the more time you spend optimizing, the higher chance you have to find a good setup, pretty much. Do you use a different subaccount for each strat? That's a good idea to keep track on each strategy, but you could
I do,
also
yes.
limit to have like your $100 to have just $1 for each strategy. So from an accountant point of view, it's better as you do it, but you're skipping the overall leverage compounding effect. So for example, one of your sub account is inactive, doesn't have any trade, and the other ones are doing trades. So in case it's a win 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 win, because of the compounding effect and the leverage effect, you're actually scaling better, and of course with the losses as well.
Using a lot of algorithms in the past, currently, I personally have sub accounts for most strategies. The reason being is it's just too difficult to it is too difficult to work out which ones are which ones are taking which entries. Especially, like I said, I've got 15 strategies running at the moment, trying to work out which is which. So maybe I guess I've kind of sacrificed that side of things that Vlad just said, but I personally use sub accounts for my strategies because it helps me to plan. Yeah, just like you said, helps you to plan, helps you to work out which strategies are working and still not working. Make sure they're not overfitted. It just helps a lot to have things cut up into sub accounts.
Mm-hmm. It might not let me open multiple in different directions. If you're not using a percentage of the account, so for example, if you are using 5% for each trade and you're having your 21st new trade while all of the 21s are active, yeah, it's pretty much a lost, a skipped trade. If you expect, like for example, at the most, I would have 10 trades at one moment. You can definitely put like 19 or something like that to give some wiggle room for the fees, just to have everything going. However, if you're getting that one extra, it's pretty much a skipped trade. So for a beginner point of view, again, to better keep track of everything, to better understand which strategy is that it's trading and so on, I would do as well to have sub accounts for each strategies. But again, that's something for more advanced users. You're missing the compounding effect of the leverage, also with the win rate and the profit itself. I'm on PingX and Bybit. There's different sub accounts on each. Yeah, that's great. Sub accounts, that's my plan, definitely. David as well. Let me check also if there is any question within the general chat in case some people didn't understand. Oh, it's empty. Okay. I see there are a couple more people writing, so we're going to wait a little bit for them as well. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for the new stuff. It's just the presentation of the elite backtesters in case here is somebody new and has no idea what is it about. So yeah, until everybody finishes their typing in the chat, I'm going to do that. So yeah, the elite backtesters group. Firstly, guys, we have started this group about 2 months and a half ago. The main goal of the group is to optimize Daviddtech strategies and find the profitable setups. We can also backtest other indicators with the help of Botify. Those are good to go as well. All the results that we find together are returning to the group itself. So for example, if you're contributing to the group, other people's contributions go back to you as well. The main goal, in a few words, would be to have one script run on 5 time frames optimized by 100 people, putting up together 278 hours to find 100 million possible good setups. In case you ask, okay, but what is in for me to spend all much time? Again, you get exclusive access to the project. Everything that goes in the group stays in the group. And at the end of the month, there is a prize pool of $1,000, which are going to the best setups. So let me check again the chat as ending. Get a Palau ID. Okay, that's for David. I get it. BingX chat is different. Another one. Most of my strategies are mostly single take profit. I do test multiple. Doesn't shake above 35% profitability. That's win rate. But you're doing good in trades. Equity curve looks good. And so basically, what you're doing is your strategy, your setups. So for example, if you have a single take profit of 5% and your win rate is not that great, and you're actually turning on multiple take profit, that means your strategies are actually in the profitable area. Your trades are in the profitable area, but they eventually end up going in the stop loss area. So having multiple take profits, that would save you, like, I don't know, having a stop early stop loss as well, having a stop loss between the take profit level 1 or 2, depending again on the strategies. Definitely try that as well, having a dynamic stop loss. That could be improving your win rate by a lot, by also the profit as well. It's on the way. It must be in the plane somewhere between China and the EU. Definitely. Hopefully it doesn't get lost like AliExpress stuff does here. Can I remember the alert of today's live? The name is not linked. I'm not sure with the name of the alert. I think you must redo the alert. David, William, are you guys around?
I am, yeah. Yeah,
If
so
you're changing the name of the alert, is still available?
yeah, you can change the name of the alert. It won't
Yeah,
make
there's
any
no.
difference. No,
Okay.
it's just
The alert is just for you for having the alert triggers inside of the alert log to be able to know which strategy is triggered at that point.
So
yeah,
what's
you can-
inside the alert, all the settings, all the everything, and the properties as well, are the important stuff, not the name. Feel free to change the name. As I said in the previous streams, naming your stuff properly, it's gold,
vital.
pretty much. It's vital,
But
exactly.
do be aware if you change inside your settings inside of the actual strategy itself and often goes to your alert and just want to change the name, it will also save the latest settings from that strategy.
Mhm. Is there a reason why trigger the trade may work better under limit orders rather than market orders?
What does better mean?
I think with the skipping of take profit because your order is not getting filled, I suppose. But it doesn't make sense to work better with limit rather than market.
Well, yeah.
So could you explain a little more? Yeah, I'm trying to name my conviction worked out, definitely.
Sometimes the names get so long.
Yeah, like for me with the elite backtesters, like for
Yeah,
example,
so
I having the name, the
very inactive.
exactly the name, the date, the crypto pair, the time frame, the strategy, the active or inactive. So yeah, naming scheme could be messy sometimes.
Very, 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 very inactive.
Yes,
uh,
exactly. Market. Oh, David.
yeah, no, it was. It depends on the coin pair, I guess, whether it's filled or not. What happens is it gets a certain time limit to get filled inside of a market order, and if that time limit is if the field order isn't filled within that time limit, it will get cancelled. That would be the reason why. And on
That's a
Coinbase that
setting
has
inside the
the
exchange, right?
yeah, it's sitting inside the exchange. You can extend the amount of time on the timeout inside of Trigger Trade Advanced settings. But if you're using the simple bot, it's already extended to the maximum of the exchange before it gets cancelled. No, on trigger trade, Vlad. It's on trigger trade.
No, the next one,
Okay.
is it any way to expand the notes
Oh.
section, the properties? I think not here, but down at the bottom, the notes, right? We do
Ooh,
have
right,
some
okay.
notes here.
Okay. Yeah, nobody actually ever really used it. It was something from boilerplate version 1, I think it was. Yeah, I can certainly turn it into a bigger area, but it will take me time to do it because I have to update all of the strategies when I've done that. So
For version 6.
yeah, for version 6. Yeah.
Better grab the paper and pen, David.
Yeah. I'll add it to Notion now.
Makes sense. Thanks a lot. You're welcome. Most welcome. Can I get notes within the alert?
If you want something to pop up inside the alert, you're best to add it inside of the TP. With
But why
comment
would you
code
like
does make sense.
a
What
note
kind of
within the
notes
alert?
would you want to add? Because if you want to add a note inside the alert for you, for example, for your strategy, for say if you've done 3 setups on the same coin pair but with each different stop losses to know which one it is. If you're using the simple bot, then you wouldn't be able to. But if you're using the advanced settings, you'd be able to go into description and add in your comment in the description area for yourself for personal notes.
Okay. I see somebody else is typing. In case you guys have any questions, feel free to turn on your microphone or write directly in the chat. We're monitoring the chat as well.
Hey, William.
I recall sending you a strategy a while ago. I wonder if the strategy can be used with the boilerplate.
You can use it with Botify.
Botify, yeah.
Botify is the boilerplate. It just allows you to use it with any strategy.
Till next time.
Take care, mate.
See you.
Take care. It's a non-Daviddtech strategy. Yeah, you can use that with boilerplate with Botify, no problem. It will be able to detect what's on the screen and convert it into a strategy using the boilerplate.
As long as your data can be visible here.
Yeah, I will ask William when he's back online to have a look, and I'll see if I can turn it into a full trading strategy with the boilerplate for you.
Sending you a friend request. Yeah, definitely. I will look after the stream to accept your friend request. It's easy to send some custom post calls when an alert is triggered with Botify, same as with vanilla trading view alerts.
Is it easy to?
I think he means trading with trigger.trade via Botify only.
No problems. Yeah, Spotify, Vlad does a live stream once a week about it as well on how to set things up. If you join, I think it's on Mondays, isn't it, Vlad? Yeah, if I remember right,
It's going to be next Monday, yeah.
Monday. So if you want to learn a bit more about Spotify, can I? Right. Thanks everybody.
Yesterday it was the
welcome,
optimizer. And welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the community, and glad you've joined us after all these years. Okay, forget about it. I'll do some tests tomorrow. Okay, no problem. If you need any help, we're here most days anyway, so you can just jump into the chat and we'll be able to help you.
A-Dog is writing as well.
Well, why write when I can talk?
Absolutely.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
I was just thinking maybe if we did a weekly optimizer training, and it I mean, I'm sure you guys would want to see somebody do it, but somebody from the community could do it. I'm willing to do it, once a week or every, once a month or something. And, maybe it's starting off simple. My first runs with Optimizer are sequential. And, I do use, I may end up with 25 indicators at one time, but it usually is under 1,500 variations, and then show them how I export it to Excel. I put on a pivot, and then I pivot and sort by P&L. I sort by max drawdown. I add a column and put check marks or a yes in a column for which ones I want to look at after I look at them. So I'll sort by Sortino. I'll sort by Sharp, and then I'll compare and highlight which indicators or which parameter, maybe it's TDFI and it's the coefficient
Yeah.
that is making the biggest changes. And you got to get to know your strategy and the parameters inside the strategy. And I think that's why I was kind of harping you on, doing the short videos just for
Yes.
each indicator, because you got to get to know it. If you don't know what it is, then you're not going to be able to kind of figure it out. If you don't know that you need to use a 0.01 on,
Yeah.
let's say, the coefficient, then you might not be using the right parameters for low and high. So,
Absolutely.
just a suggestion that, maybe some people in the community could do some short training on Optimizer, and I think you got a lot of people that probably would step up and do them.
That would be absolutely thrilled. That would be absolutely wonderful. I mean, Vlad does the Monday like really beginner stuff, but
Right?
absolutely thrilled if other people wanted to
Yeah,
join in and help us do it. It would be wonderful. That would be absolutely
I'd
brilliant.
be happy to. And I
Oh,
bet you there are others that would too. And I know my method, and I stick to sequential a pretty good bit, annealing as well, but mainly sequential. So
yeah.
I'd love to see Philippe and what he's doing on annealing from that standpoint, or Rabbit or Marco or any of those guys, and seeing how they do it.
Yeah. That would
Right,
be
your stream's
absolutely
in
thrilled
20
if
minutes time, A-Dog.
that would be absolutely wonderful if we could start building that. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. Even the part of being able to share the settings with each other in this like smaller group is absolutely brilliant. If we can start sharing our screens a bit more as well and things like that, would be absolutely brilliant. I think it'd be wonderful. I'd be thrilled.
One thing that I am aiming to do in the very short future is to have 2 live streams a day.
Wow.
From Monday to Friday. We're laughing, stop laughing. uh, with like covering the EU zone and the United States as well. Like, I don't know, 1 p.m. UK and 6 p.m. New York or something like that. And pretty much having like 1 hour on each, like pretty much having a getting started with Daviddtech as it is. Like from the point on joining inside Discord, from the point of, I don't know, yielding the profits over Bybit or something like that. Like a challenge of how to do it within an hour.
Yeah, it'd be great. It's good. It's a brilliant idea. Yeah, and if we can get a couple of, like ADOG said, a couple of users in to help,
Definitely, the more
like you
the
just
better.
said, the more the better. Yeah, when the kind of at the very end of the ball run when we started David Tech, we had kind of evenings where we'd all sit optimizing together, like just sharing our screens all together and just optimizing some of these strategies, and it was fun. And we were just talking and things like that, and that was
it's
great.
awesome.
And if we can get to doing that again, it'll be absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
The Daviddtech Cafe is back.
Yeah, the David Tech Cafe. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, great. I think, hold on, just bear me a couple of seconds, dog. I'm just going to make sure of something. Let me just, there you go. Okay, cool. Just added you onto the friends list. I don't know if you've got WhatsApps and things like that as well. I'll send you a message afterwards so that we can sort of like schedule something if you want.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, in case there are no other questions, I would like to thank you guys for participating at this event. It's been for like 1 hour, which is amazing. Thank you for your input. Thank you for your submissions to the Elite Backtesters. Thank you for your questions, both voice and the chat. And I'll see you, I believe, tomorrow with William and Trigger Trade, and tomorrow after that with David and his updates. And next week
Brilliant.
we have Botify one-on-one again, how to set up, how to create a script on. Hopefully this time I will be the one doing it rather than David. And yeah, playing around with the AMAs, with Supertrend, with ADX, and things like that. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye bye.
Thanks everybody.
guys.
Have a nice day. Cheers to everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Yep, you too. Good job.